Hi, I'm Stephanie Strange. Want to hear something scary?
Do this to keep out evil. I spent most of middle school locked in my bedroom with music blaring. My loving home had turned into a battlefield. With my mom and dad arguing nonstop, I was so grateful when my grandma decided to move to South Carolina and live right next door to my parents. My escape to her house felt like a dream. The first thing she did when she moved in was to paint the front door and the ceilings a haint blue. Haint is a Southern or Gula variation meaning hunt. The blue color confuses evil spirits into thinking they're seeing sky or water and causing them to pass right over a house. Grandma always had cool stories like that to share. I would go to her house after school and she would welcome me with hugs and my favorite snacks. She'd tell me stories from when she was young, and afterwards we would watch TV together before I was sent home. During one particular bad night at my house, I snuck over to my grandma's to stay the night. She was sound asleep and I didn't want to wake her, so I tiptoed into her guest bedroom and crawled into bed. I tried to sleep but kept tossing and turning. I didn't know if it was because I wasn't used to the quietness or if it was just because I was sleeping in an unfamiliar bed. But either way, something felt strange. I didn't like the closet door that was just the opposite of the bed. It was a small door, barely even noticeable, given that the colors of the door matched the wall. It was filled with old clothes from my grandmother's youth. Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard the closet door creak. My head popped off the pillow. I thought maybe it was just the clothes pressing against the door, but then I heard the handle turn. I flipped on my bedside lamp and I froze. The closet door was now wide open. Seeing that some clothes had fallen off the hangers, I realized I made a big deal out of nothing. With a shaky hand, I turned off the lamp, and that's when I noticed. Against the moonlight, I could make out the shadowy outline of a person. They looked like they were hunched over in the door frame. I tried to turn the light back on, but I was frozen. I watched as a red, skeletal figure stalked towards me. As it lurked over me, I could see it had no real face or features. When it climbed on top of me, in my mind, I was clawing, kicking, and screaming, but the truth was, I couldn't move a muscle. It leaned over me and we were face to face. Summoning all my energy, I opened my mouth and let out a shriek so loud it pierced my eardrums, but the creature just opened its mouth and took in my scream, drinking up all of my breath. I felt life start to drain from my body. I could barely keep my eyes open, and then suddenly, the room lights flipped on. I gasped for air and began coughing. My grandma ran to my side and held me as I wept in her arms. As soon as my mother discovered I was not in my room, Grandma had checked in to see if I was hiding in one of her rooms. I was too upset to even tell her what had happened. I wasn't even sure if it was real. I slept in bed with her the rest of the night. Morning finally came, and after a long rest, I was able to tell her what I saw. Her gentle, warm face went pale and cold. "It was the boo hag," she said, lowering her voice. She continued saying that some call it a haint. It's an evil spirit manifested over many years. They attack people at night, choking them and taking over their bodies by stealing their breath. "It's my fault it attacked you," she said. Shaking her head, she never thought to paint the closet doors the color haint. I told her no, I was the one who snuck in without asking. If Grandma hadn't come in when she did, I couldn't even finish my thoughts. It was impossible to bear to think about what might have happened to me. That evening, I helped Grandma paint all of the doors inside the house. It made me feel safer. but it still doesn't protect me from my memories of that terrible night.